Well, I think it's working. Yawn. So this is the old after Christmas thing, isn't it? Eh? My word, all the build up to Christmas and now it's gone in the blink of an eye. Oh well, oh well, lots of fun, eh? I certainly did. I hope you did. And I tell you what, just to be nosy, I'm always curious about what models and stuff people got for Christmas. So, you know, don't be shy about telling me all about your haul. But things are going okay for me, getting stuff done in the new year. I haven't really bothered with the New Year's resolutions. I just tend to sort of set goals and get them done, you know. But anyway, I'll save the model stuff till a little bit later. Hobby-wise, I've been doing a bit of painting. I got those Walking Dead Mantic scenery pack, and I'm coming to the end of finishing the last car, so that's good. And I've started on making some terrain. The terrain tutor did how to make sort of dirt paths and roads and stuff a while back, and that gave me an idea. So I've got a few strips of hardboard, and I've put I'm going to be putting some milliput just to build up the sides on it. So that's that. Now the rest of my Mantic pledge for Warpath came in, and oh my word, it's good stuff. Oh, it's good stuff. The first vehicle came with it, which was the Enforcer Interceptor, and I haven't built it yet, but it does look good. What I have built is the GCPS Troopers, and I like these a lot. You probably can't see them particularly well, but aesthetics-wise, these are exactly what I wanted. I mean, they're the combination between like Starship Troopers and contemporary soldiers. They've got the sort of the helmets of contemporary soldiers. They've got like packs and pouches everywhere, all over them, like mag pouches, and you get quite a few accessories. I mean, you've got a knife with this one, and pardon me, I've got a bit of a cold at the moment. And one of the torsos has a knife on it. One of the sets of legs has a knife on it. And I know you can't really see that very much, but they really, really do. I'm going to be getting more of these. What I have done is I found that War Games Factory I have no idea what's happened to that company, but but they did a kit for World War II Germans, and that came with pouches and packs, and the knives that came on those packs, if you shave them off, they fit perfectly on these models. Let me see. They're just the right scale. They're not like these huge, massive choppers. They look like they're in scale. I don't know whether you can see that. Yeah, the lighter plastic just next to my finger is the knife, the bayonet from that kit. So yeah, I'm going to be building them up and doing a tad of converting. So super impressed by those, and yeah, that I'm going to be this year. I'm definitely going to be concentrating on my Warpath and Lord of the Rings. So Christmas stuff, models. My girlfriend was very generous to me and got me a cave drake, although I haven't started building it yet. All in good time. All in good time. My brother got me this. Probably should have had this prepared. Got me Wasp Patrol, and this is just the lid, so I'm not shaking around a load of models. But this game is brutal. It takes no prisoners. It will pull your hair and call you names. If you get this game and you play it and you think, hang on, the rules are stacked against the scouts here, then yeah, you're exactly right. In some ways, it is the perfect game to introduce someone to, because the story is fairly easy to figure out. You don't need to know the factions. You just need to know these guys have to escape have to get to the drop pod, and these guys are trying to eat them. That's all you need to know. So it's easy to sort of understand what's going on. The rules are really simple. They are utterly brutal, but they are really simple. The scouts have next to no advantages at all. But yeah, I mean, my word. For those of you who haven't seen what you get in there, I mean, there are some videos out there of playthroughs, and yeah, go and watch them. But you get one rule book, you get 3 sprues of Genestealers, and to be fair, I've had heaps of fun making these up, because I have to say, I really do like Genestealers. I mean, they're probably not much use, but they are quintessentially 40k for me. You know, when you say 40k, I think of Space Marines and Genestealers, and that's pretty much it. You know, they're the first things on my mind. So yeah, I really enjoyed putting them together, and they'd be the type of kit that would suit a little bit of converting. Although I have to say, like, one of the models, see this guy? He is jumping off a little bit of like stuff, and he's arguably the worst one you get on the sprue, because that connection between his foot and the base is rather weak. But what else do you get? You get some scouts. Now, I've tried to make them all individual, so you can equip them like you would a normal scout squad, or you can equip them however you like. I've tried to make them all look individual, so you can give them all names and be even more heartbroken when they get murderized by Genestealers. And yeah, so I've given 2 shotguns, one with a load of pouches to identify him, you know, 1 bolter guy, 1 sergeant, and a heavy bolter. And these are the same scout models you've seen before, but they're just in lead plastic, which is neat. No real need for painting there. No desperate need anyway. And but the only thing with them is you can equip them however you like. So you could have a squad of just 5 shotgun guys if you wanted. Well, I think you could do 5 shotgun guys. But you get bonuses for having a sergeant and having a heavy weapon. Not many bonuses, mind you, but you do get them. And the game is played out on these hex tiles. So this is the clearing tile. This is the only tile where you can fit all 5 of your guys on at once. After this tile, you can only fit 3 guys on a tile. And the game will be, you set your guys up on there, so you set up the board as far as line of sight. So that could go there. And because the path doesn't continue on this edge, it continues here and here, that blocks line of sight. So next turn, if you moved from here, this tile, into this tile, then here and here would get revealed. And then the Genestealers would place, their Genestealers on the tile that got revealed here, or anywhere where there's an end of a path, really. And the combat is so brutal. I mean, the Genestealers get a combat score of 2, +2 for each Genestealer. So 1 in zone is a combat score of 2, 2 Genestealers is 4, and 3 Genestealers is 6. The Scouts get a combat score of D6. And if a Scout's on its own, you get a -1 to that D6. If if it's the Scout Sergeant, then you get a +1, and if the Heavy Weapons Trooper is in an adjacent hex and unengaged, I think that also gives you a +1. So if you play it cleverly, you could give out +1s to a few hexes, or you can give +2 to a particular hex. But yeah, it is so brutal, because if you draw, then the Scouts get pushed back and the Genestealers move up a hex. If you lose, one of your Scouts dies, you have to pick, and if you win, you kill a Genestealer. But if you get pushed back and you can't go back any further, everyone in that hex gets insta killed. It is brutal, and the fact that it's brutal kind of means it might not be the best choice, best choice to introduce someone to 40k with, despite it being easy to understand and easy to get to grips with. And the other thing I got, thank you to my brother, is God Chosen, and I really like this game. It's so metal. It's completely metal. You can't see it particularly well though, can you? Yeah, that's better. Basically, arena combat, you and whoever else is playing picks a champion of Khorne, and you smash each other up. But it's a little bit, on the first playthrough, it was a little bit sort of like, a bit clunky to get to grips with. But I have a feeling that, as the playthroughs go on, it'll begin to snowball. You'll begin to get the better of it. And I really like the models too that come with it. They're so good. So what you get is this double-sided board. It's all marked off by hexes. Red hexes, you can't go there. And how you move and how you face, I will explain in a minute. But you guys have facings. So the three hexes, say, in front of you guys, so the guys there. 3 hexes here would be the front, because he'd be facing that way. 3 hexes here would be the back, because he's not facing that way. And it kind of works on facing a lot. So let me see. Get all the champions of Khorne. I know you can't see this particularly well, but I'm going to show them off anyway, because they're really good models. Models. Yeah, hammer time there. And you get this thing, which is neat. During the game, you start on the 3, like that, and during the game, your counter can go up and down. And if it goes up, you put more cards into the initiative deck, which means you're going to it's more likely going to be your turn, and you're going to get more turns. And obviously, the more you go down, the less cards you'll get next round. But typically, if your initiative cards are going down, it's because you're doing damage, Let's see. What I said about it being reliant on facings and hexes? Do you see that there? That is basically his kill zone. So in your front arc, the dark blue is his best place to strike people, and the light blue is an okay place to strike people, and that's the only places you can do it. I mean, for this guy, he has a different kill zone. So you're trying to use these cards to position yourself so you can get people in your kill zone, getting maneuvered into the best part of your kill zone. So it's quite tactical like that. And because you don't, and this is the initiative deck talked about. So at the start of the game, you all pick a picture, and that picture that relates to you, and you then put so many cards forward, however many you are on, and that makes up the deck. It gets shuffled, and then you turn the card over, and whoever's picture that is, it's their go. There is critical injuries, but I think the most interesting, incidentally, do you remember when the White Dwarf restarted and they gave away that model? This is the model for it, and it's you can use it with gore chosen, so that's a bit good, eh? Well, I'm certainly pleased about it anyway. Now the action cards. Each player gets 5 of these, and so you will have noticed that on the initiative tracker, the wrath tracker, there's a maximum of 4. So if you've got 5 cards, pretty much you're always going to have something to do, unless of course you have to discard or whatever. But let's just pick one off the top. Now this action card gives you an option, so you can do one of those 3 things. So the lunge forward. After moving, you can reveal another card to resolve its action. So this is a nice one to combo up with attack cards. But the lunge, you see how you've got 1 square forwards and the green arrow? The green arrow is your facing. So, and the 1 square forward means you go directly 1 in your facing. So you can't sort of sidestep or do anything like that. There are other cards that allow you to change your facing. See here? That's 1 step backwards with the red arrow indicating your backwards facing. So that would be 1 directly backwards. Well, at least this is the way we think it is. Dash, that is 2, and you can go in any direction and change your facing. So in some terms, sometimes the movement can be rather clunky, other times it can be rather good. So you can do movement actions, you can do attack actions, which are the middle ones. Backstab, you get 2 dice. If you're in a target to the arc, roll 4 dice instead of 2. So that's not bad. So this card gives you the amount of dice you roll, and your hero card gives you what you need to hit, what you need to wound, and all that, dependent on what kill zones you're targeting. So far, so good, yeah? And cards have a special action, which is the very bottom one. In this case, it's dodge. Play this card after an attack is made against you. Roll a dice. On a result of a 5 or 6, you suffer no wounds. So there's all kinds of sneakiness to be done in it. And actually, I think it's quite tactical. Well, it seems like it could be quite tactical, you know? So I am rather impressed and rather looking forward to playing more. But that's pretty much it, you know. Aye. How have things been going for you? I know I asked at the start, but you know, I like to know. I like to know that you're doing all right. Have you had a good New Year's, good Christmas? Is there anything going on? Any games you really desperately want to try? Anyway, I think that's about end for this nonsense. Bye.